Hi everyone, welcome back to our live stream of Story Reckless. That is who we are. And as a quick little intro for tonight, in case there are any new viewers, I am Nathan. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your DM this evening. I also have two wonderful players here. If you want to do a quick intro, Claire, we'll start with you. Oh, hi. I just saw that your names are not right in our little...
Oh, are they not?
No, they're not. Let me see if I can fix that. That's Claire. Yeah, Claire's in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, now it should be correct. So Claire, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Claire. My pronouns are they, them. And I'm playing Quidam.
My name is Olive. My pronouns are they, her. And I am playing a Lovelace, a centaur.
Yes. And as another quick little recap, we will be doing D&D tonight, which is just basically a way of telling a story, and we'll be using dice to decide the outcome of what happens next with these two characters. And I will be playing all the other characters in the story. So let's do a quick recap of what happened last time. Last time, Lovelace and Quidam were making their way to Candlekeep, the great Citadel Library. It is south of Baldur's Gate, one of the largest cities on the Sword Coast. And Quidam and Claire were... Claire. Quidam and Lovelace.
Both of us.
Yeah, both of you. But Claire was suddenly there. It was wild. Quidam and Lovelace were headed there because there has been a series of mysterious deaths in their community back in Baldur's Gate. They've been finding bodies that have their lungs filled with water in rooms that are locked, seemingly no one breaking their way in or out. So they've headed towards Candlekeep to seek aid from a sage known as Matreous, who is apparently an expert in diseases and curses. It's a little bit of tension getting into Candlekeep, as the required entry into Candlekeep is bringing a brand new work of literature or some piece of new knowledge that the library no longer contains. And if you do not have this, they will turn you away. Quidam, names. Quidam was able to bring notes from and journalings from their mentor on midwifery. Is that how you say it? Yes, midwifery. They did not have any of these notes, and in fact, the person at the front gates had the ability, or actually knew of the mentor that Quidam spoke of. Using some zone of truth, a little bit of divine magic to make sure that everything was, that Quidam was being truthful in what they were bringing, they were able to make their way inside of Candlekeep with a tiefling guide. This figure, kind of a devil-like figure with red skin and black horns coming out of their head. And he was a young teenager by the name of Irony. He led them within the walls of Candlekeep and brought them to where Matreous most likely would be, the Pillars of Pedagogy. Pedagogy? Man, that word. Pillars of Pedagogy. And within, they were able to discover what study room Matreous was in. Headed there, only to find an empty room and a single book. After investigating the book, Irony discovered that it was a book on, well, he actually didn't say. He just said, that's interesting. I wonder if this would work. And said the word scepter, which then opened a portal to another dimension. Quidam and Lovelace headed within with Irony to see what was see what was inside, only to discover that the door slammed shut behind them, locking them inside of this extra-dimensional space.
Nobody saw that coming.
Of course not. Of course not. And within, it appeared to be some sort of mansion, this rather nice interior of a home. And the first room that they stepped inside of, this small little study, they found the dead body of Matreous, the sage that they were seeking out. Matreous seemed to have wounds all down his back, and books were shredded all over the floor. However, they befriended a small cat and discovered a secret door that led down into the basement, And the mystery continued to develop as they headed down into the basement to find a laboratory filled with all sorts of alchemical devices, salves and tinctures and all sorts of stuff. And the smell in here was potent. And within this laboratory, one thing that Quidam did find that they actually recognized was this galling reagent that reacts to infernal or fiendish blood. And as Irony was moving about the room, Quidam could see this reagent reacting to Irony, almost pulsing as if there were sound waves passing through this thick, viscous liquid that would almost stretch out in the direction of Irony.
That's cool.
As Quidam explained this to Lovelace, Lovelace moved about the space, checking other things within here, and quickly grabbed this reagent from Quidam to see if it reacted to a set of small sculptures that they found on the table. These winged clay sculptures. No reaction. But as Lovelace was clutching this reagent, she saw it start to pulse, as it had been with Irony moving about the room. But then it started to become aggravated and activating a bit more. And these strange tendrils of pulsing liquid were pulsing in the direction of the door that they had entered the room from. So, with that, let us resume our adventure, and I will open it up to the players to tell me what they would like to do.
Well, I think Lovelace, on seeing this reagent, indicate that we're about to have some visitors, turns to Quidam, says, Quidam, look at this, quickly, come over here.
What's wrong? I'll head over.
And Lovelace says, I think we're about to have visitors. And then pulls out her long spear and points it at the door.
Oh, all right. Irony? Do you know anything about this?
About what now?
Visitors.
No.
All right.
What makes you... Well, Lovelace, what makes you suspect that we may have visitors arriving?
Lovelace doesn't answer this, just walks up to the door, I guess, like, to the edge of the door, and, like, readies to hit something that comes through it.
Okay.
I'm going to put my hand on Irony's shoulder. I trust her instincts. Why don't you hide under one of the tables, and I will cast guidance on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he, thank you. And he will kind of crouch behind the table that's there, looking a bit nervously towards the door. Lovelace, you move towards the edge of the door here. And by the way, for our viewers, Lovelace is a centaur, but I feel like I need to slightly recalibrate some people's expectations. As I was realizing, when you state centaur, you most likely are picturing a rather massive horse inside of this very small, contained space. However, Lovelace is more the size of a small pony, and to put it into the context of a modern setting, they take up about the space of a small motorcycle, like a dirt bike, I imagine. So they're still big, and Lovelace stands, I think, 6'7", so very tall. But they are not a full-on horse. If there are any people who actually know your horses, Olive looked up. There is something called a Welsh pony, which is about the size of Lovelace. Just imagine a centaur body where the head would be, or a person's body where the head would be. Anyway, so with that, as Lovelace moves towards the edge of the door, pressing up against it and looking towards the entryway, Quidam, where are you headed? You staying where you're at?
Let me double check. I don't know if I'm thrilled about staying right in front of the door. I might Is Irony actually hiding? Or is he hanging around?
Irony is ducking down below the table, and Irony, yeah, will actually attempt to hide
I'm
for reals.
Go here.
So go.
Plus a D4.
Okay. Oh, and a D4. Oh, thank you. Hey, look at that. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so Irony quickly ducks behind this table, and Lovely, so you actually don't even hear Irony, and when you look back into the room, you don't see them anymore. Just Quidam in the corner. Quidam, what are you doing as you move over to that corner?
I'm just grabbing a hold of my oh heck. Yeah, I'm gonna draw my sickle and sling the shield down off my back and just kind of loosen my holy symbol at my belt, my mirror.
Okay. As you're doing that, yeah, what does the cat do? Somebody asks. I have given the players control of the token for the cat. The cat was riding on the back of Lovelace. I think
Gatweed is currently on one of the benches, like considering knocking things off.
Yeah,
like in kind of the preliminary stages of that.
Yeah. So what happens is, as all of this is quickly happening, Quidam casts guidance on Irony and moves into the corner. Lovelace quickly pushes up against the door, pulling their weapons out, getting ready, looking anxiously towards that entryway. And the cat kind of leaps off of Lovelace as Lovelace trots over there and is trotting along the table and looking like it's getting ready to knock over one of these vials. And then you watch as the cat suddenly stops and the hairs rise up and the cat looks towards the doorway. The ears flatten on their head and they hiss in the direction of the door. Nothing happens.
Is the door open?
It is.
Currently?
Yes.
Can we hear anything?
Make a perception check.
No.
What'd you get?
9.
9. Okay.
I got a 16.
A 16? Okay. Let me check something here. Okay. As you are waiting there anxiously and the cat is... Neither of you hear anything. What would you like to do?
Does the galling agent, does it have any kind of like directionality that's changing?
So as you look down and it clutched in your hand, you can see it. It is kind of pulsing in the direction of that door, but it is starting to... It's starting to lessen. And you can see it sort of pulsing in a more northern direction now. But it is lessening.
I stay quiet.
Okay.
Lovelace does not. Lovelace says they're getting away and then bursts out of the door and attempts to give chase.
Damn,
okay.
Lovelace, if they kill Matreous, they can kill us too.
Burst out of the door. Do I see anything?
You come around the corner and look down the hall. There's nothing down the hall. But you see that reagent still pulsing.
I'm going to run down the hall.
Okay, go ahead. You get to the end of the hall and you see there is a closed door to your right. And that reagent now, as you go towards that hallway, starts to... It's really picking up and activating. Quidam, what are you doing?
I'm peering out the door.
Okay, you head over there and peer out. You see Lovelace down at the end of the hall. Lovelace, are you gonna You didn't. I don't think you even used all your movement, so you still have a little bit of movement in action.
Up the stairs or to the closed door?
It is pulsing to your right, towards the closed door. Yeah.
I want to kick that door open, or
Okay.
open it if it would open. Try the handle, and if that doesn't work, just kick it open.
So you try the handle, and it is this heavy oak door with iron banding, and you reach down and grab the handle and turn it, and it does open. There is no lock.
Cool.
You want to push it open?
Heck yeah.
Okay. The door opens. You see nothing on the other side.
I don't like this.
And that galling agent is...
Yeah, I don't want him to get away. I'm gonna go down this hallway.
All right. Well, before you do...
I'm gonna keep her in my sights.
Okay. Okay. As you are getting ready to enter that room, Lovelace... as soon as that door opens and you start to move in, you hear in front of you this like something scampering across the stone floor, but you don't see anything.
I want to throw a javelin down.
Okay, make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Heck yeah. My attack roll is plus 5. That's 18.
18?
Yeah.
At disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 14 and a 13 plus 5.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
1d6 plus 3. 4 damage. Just raised it.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta do some things on my end. Give me a second.
So yeah, I think like Lovelace like kicks the door open, hears the scampering, and then just like pulls out this javelin in this like lightning quick movement and like throws it down, I think low, like to the ground, just trying to get it as far down the corridor as she can.
Okay. Okay. So something just happened.
I'll say that was an expression.
Yeah. No, I rolled a natural 1 on something. So as you, oh my God, as you throw that javelin low towards the ground and it across the room towards the sound where the other door is, you see it strike into something, and this kind of black viscous fluid just sprays on the wall, and you hear this and you watch as materializing in thin air this small creature with kind of dark greenish skin with all these pustules and warts coming off of it, these strange insect-like antennae coming out the top of the head, the eyes, these bulging black eyes with all sorts of facets and refractive pieces within, these almost fly-like eyes, and this little mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth and these long, kind of floppy, pointed ears, and it hisses at you, and it's going to use... Okay, yeah, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, I do love those. Plus 2. 19.
Okay, as it locks eyes with you, and it, you do feel this pressing presence. It's almost like all the sound in the room suddenly muffles, and you just hear the breathing hiss of this creature, and its form seems to almost fill your vision for just a flash. But then whatever was happening does not affect you, and it pushes the door open on the other side and scampers back into the other room. Let's see, I was gonna be able to get to here. So let me open that door. Okay, Quidam, what are you gonna do? You just saw Lovelace toss a javelin.
Did I hear any of the other commotion, the verbal commotion?
You probably did hear some kind of strange guttural hissing sound come from that room.
All right, I'm gonna trot over. Well, I don't know why. Quidam trots, evidently.
It's been around Lovelace for too long.
Yeah, oh, can't share space.
I got him. Just a bit.
Yeah? All right, I'll take your word for it. Here, I'm gonna cast guidance on Lovelace.
Okay.
Wait, can you see down here? I feel like I would know if you had dark vision or not already.
Oh, I don't believe centaurs have dark vision.
If you can see on the map in Roll20, that means that you should be able to see, because the way the dynamic lighting's set up. So, yeah, there are oil lamps throughout this whole place. So
cool. That's right. Yeah. All right. Yep. We're gonna go with guidance.
Okay.
Reach up and squeeze your shoulder real quick.
So you get a D4 on ability checks.
Yeah.
All right, Lovelace. What would you? Oh man, let me see here. Yeah, I guess Lovelace. What are you gonna do?
Ugly little friends. They can turn invisible. Watch your back. I'm going after it, and I'm just gonna gallop down this hallway.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you come riding into the room, and you can see this little creature is up on this shelf. In this room, you can see there are shelves on either side, stone floors with oil lamps above, in this room that your nostrils immediately fill with the smell of brine and kind of a chemically smell, like almost burning your nostrils. And you just see the room is filled with stoppered glass jugs and jars of all sorts of various sizes, with, in the milky kind of fluid, strange shapes just floating and suspended within the fluid. And this little creature is looking at the door as you come in, and it pushes over one of these jars, which just and shatters, sending liquid all across the stone floor towards you. And you see this wormy little organic shape within the liquid when it shatters that starts to writhe and squirm on the ground, almost like a tadpole that's probably about a foot long, as it and starts slithering towards you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah.
About that time.
Danger. Oh, danger pickles. Oh no, danger pickles. Okay. Let me get my tracker up here. Oh, buddy, come on.
I'm gonna start posting my rolls.
Oh yeah, awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and so Lovelace, what did you get for initiative? 19? Nice.
19.
Okay, and Quidam, just one moment. Let me get Lovelace added. And here we go. Quidam, what did you get?
8.
8, okay. Well, I may as well roll initiative for the cat and irony, just in case. Although, I don't think the kitty is going to go running in there, because kitty's smart.
It's wet in there now.
Yeah. Oh, Irony got a 1. Okay. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. All right. So everybody can see. Yeah, everybody can see the initiative order. We can see the map. I'm gonna zoom out a little so that we can see everybody. Okay. So, first up, as this battle kicks off, the jar and Quidam, you hear it from the other room. And Lovelace, you see this strange tadpole-like figure start squirming through the liquid, and it moves with surprising speed, I think. Actually, I haven't checked the stat block on this thing. Yeah, it does. It moves with surprising speed, just across the floor, almost drawn to your heat, perhaps, as it slithers towards you. And yeah, so as it slithers towards you, it kind of rears back and its tail coils under it, and almost like a spring, it pops up towards your chest, trying to bite into you. And it gets a 23 to hit. So really quick, for those of you that aren't familiar with Roll20, you'll see that it rolls twice. It does that by default. The one on the left is going to be the number that I always pick when it's rolling normally, like not at advantage. But if I were ever to get advantage, then I would pick whichever is higher. Anyways, just wanted to clarify that for those of you that are like, why are you rolling with advantage? Okay, so 23 to hit. Does that hit, Lovelace?
What do you think, Nathan?
Oh,
you know, I think it might. Okay, I need to roll damage.
God, like, I run into this room and I feel like I'm just like met with this like equal and opposite force.
And you are hit with it bites into your chest, just latching on, and blood starts pouring out of your chest, and it does 6 points of damage.
Okay.
But that is, and then as it's kind of writhing there on your chest, you're able to knock it off and it back onto the floor. It is now your turn, Lovelace.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
First off.
Okay.
What does raging look like for Lovelace? I think.
What does it look like?
In this, it's like just like this look of determination, and just like, you will not get away from me. And it's like just like very much like a dog chasing a car sort of.
Are you looking at the small imp-like creature up on the shelf, or the little worm on the ground?
I was looking at the imp-like creature. Okay. Worm has my attention. It really does.
So as this thing falls on the ground, you focus in, and it's almost as if all the rest of the sounds of the room dampen, and all you can hear, Lovelace, is this progressive sound of your heartbeat. And you're just staring with intensity at that little imp there, but then look down at this little worm thing on the floor that's looking up at you. What do you do next?
I think I'm just gonna like trample over this worm thing, like not literally,
yeah,
but like I'm just like walking over it,
yeah,
and I want to like spear this closet before it like causes any more trouble.
Okay, you will have to basically start.
I have a pike.
Oh yeah, you have 10 foot. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So I just kind of like whip out this like really long spear and just try to like jam it before it can start knocking over any more jars.
Okay, go for it.
And so I would like to attack recklessly.
Okay, attack with advantage.
Advantage. 18.
That hits.
12 damage.
Oh my, really?
I mean, 7. I rolled a 7 plus 3 plus 2 from the rage.
Oh my gosh!
I'm a barbarian.
Well, it is. You are using it as a non-magical weapon, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it does not insta-kill this thing. As you would suspect that this would, especially with such a small creature, that this would kill it almost instantly. And you do, in fact, skewer it right through the belly, and that you watch as it pops out the other side as it's... and blood and goo starts spilling out onto this wooden shelf, but it just shoves itself off of the pike, holding its chest, looking at you. And it says something. Well, what languages do you know?
Sylvan and Common.
Okay, yeah, you don't understand it. Okay, so that was Lovelace. Next up is Quidam.
I cast one slightly agonized glance back down the corridor towards where I know Irony is, and I'm going to move forward.
You see Gutweed looking out from around the corner as you go running in.
I will move my full movement and find myself here. Oh dear. And I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on our oozing friend.
Oozing friend?
Oh, I suppose they're both kind of oozing, aren't they? The one that's stuck on the end of Lovelace's pack.
Okay, go for it. So
it needs to make... I'll whip out my mirror and hold it up, trying to catch the light of the oil lamps, and it needs to make a... Wisdom save, yeah.
Wisdom save, okay.
14.
14, okay. Here we go. Oh, God. Okay, I rolled a 12.
All right. That's a D12 worth of damage.
Oh, God.
Oh, but I rolled a 2.
You did! Yes! You don't kill it! Oh, man. But, yeah, what does this look like? Oh, right. We talked about you don't necessarily actually see anything from others' perspectives, right?
Right.
You just hold this mirror out, and Lovelace, you just see this little imp creature kind of... but from the imp's perspective, it hears this strange tone. And it feels a writhing, seething pain in its skull, right at the front. And it... but it does not kill it. Is that it for you, Quidam?
That is.
Okay.
Gutweed is up.
Gutweed is up. Gutweed will patter down the hall and look around the corner. And Quidam, as you hear this strange creature writhing in pain behind you, you suddenly hear a little and look and see Gutweed looking, and then the ears go back. And they will step back. Step. All right. The well, you know what it is. The Quasit is up next. It is going to... Interacting with an object is it an action or a free action?
Oh gosh.
I think like use an object.
Because I'm just imagining if it just wants to push over a jar, I don't know if that's like a full action. If it's just like it's like opening a door, right? And opening a door is a free action.
Yeah,
so,
that seems fine.
Okay, cool. I just want to run that by you both. So yeah, it will move to the next set of jars.
God damn it.
Oh, it does move though. Hold on. Lovelace, if it moves away from you to get an attack of opportunity.
Heck yeah, I do. Okay,
well, before it does that, forgive me. I'm one person, you are two, so give me a little leniency here. You watch as it goes invisible, and then it will attempt to move away. So attack with disadvantage to hit it.
Cool. Disadvantage with a pike with my rage bonus damage. That's only a 9.
Okay, so you jab forward with the pike, and it just into the wood, does not make purchase with anything. And then you watch as another jar onto the floor shatters, and you see 4 severed hands just kind of flop out onto the floor limply. And you just hear this faint little as it's going to attempt to go somewhere. You don't know where. Okay. Next up is
Danger Pickle.
All right, next up is it goes back. Well, next up is Irony, but Irony is just well, actually gonna move. Yeah, he'll move up to the corner with Gutweed and poke his head around, hearing this commotion. Quidam, is everything okay?
No, stay back.
All right. All right, that takes us back to the writhing tadpole, which again, its tail coils up and it leaps up towards Lovelace.
I think I'm like almost standing over it. I've just left myself like wide open.
Yeah, right. It gets advantage on this attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. 17 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay. And it does. Okay, so it's going to do 1 + 2, so 3 damage to you.
And I currently have resistance.
So yes, it is. You get halved, so it's down to 1 damage because it is piercing damage. So yeah, it just bites into the bottom of your leg there, and it barely sinks into your thick hide before it just flops back onto the ground.
Have you ever tried to bite a horse while it's currently like trampling over you?
Yeah, not very effective. All right, so that takes us to Lovelace. It is your turn.
Ah, jeez. There's no way to figure out where this imp is there?
You could use your action to make a perception check to try to hear where it is.
I can also try to attack the square
that you think it is in. Yes.
Where the jar came down from.
Yeah.
And that was this kind of like the lowest.
This one here.
Point.
Yeah. It basically moved over one spot and just shoved the next set of jars over.
I think that's not worth it. I think Lovelace just like glances down at this slug thing and just like gives it a quick like jab.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm gonna reckless attack again because that's how I do. 14 to hit.
Yes, a 14 hits.
Okay.
Apparently somebody has a Welsh pony because they keep talking about their horse biting them and biting snakes and trampling snakes. So that's awesome. That's really cool that you have a Welsh pony. Okay, so yes, that hits Lovelace.
Minimum damage 6.
6 damage. Okay, let me make sure. I think it does full damage. Yep. Okay, so you just shove your spear down and it impales it in its back little tail bit. This kind of the coloration of this thing is this gross milky white color, and you can see the translucent veins underneath through its skin, and you pierce down into its tail and it starts squeaming on the ground and squealing, but it is not dead. Okay, is that it for you, Lovelace?
I suppose so, yeah. I was hoping to just like no, I'm just gonna move kind of like to this lower.
Okay, you will have to trample over the shelves, and you'll probably be breaking more jars. Because I know this thing is tiny, but it's just D&D mechanics.
Okay, cool.
I guess we could. How can we justify this? It doesn't make sense. You know what? This thing's so small. I'll allow it. You can step over it. That's fine. Go ahead. You can move into that space.
Okay.
So as you clop over this thing, as it's trying to latch onto your hooves as you leap over it. You land in that space, and below you, you see these severed hands just kind of spilled out on the ground. Is that it for you, Lovelace?
Come out here, thing.
As you say that, you suddenly feel something down at your foot, and you look down and see one of those hands.
No!
And it grabs on to your foot. So...
No, I have made a mistake.
There are four of them?
Yes, 4 little hands just spilled out onto the floor. So they are going to attempt to grab onto you and start clawing at your flesh. So they're not really smart enough to do flanking maneuvers. So
But
they're
they
just
do
gonna.
have advantage,
Oh, they
'cause
do
I'm
because you used
reckless.
reckless. Okay. The worst pickles. A 15 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay, so we'll do this. I'll do all 4 attacks on you. That does not hit. 21 to hit. And a 22 to hit. So, okay, 3 of them
There's
hit you.
4 of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have made a mistake.
So that was 3 hits. So they do... So 3 bludgeoning damage. So reduced to 1. So 1 damage. Another 4 damage, reduced to 2. And... Oh, max 5 damage, which again is reduced to 2. So that was 5 damage total. 5 bludgeoning damage. But bludgeoning doesn't make sense to me. I think what they're actually doing is they're ripping into your flesh and trying to tear away at your skin. One of them crawls up your chest and grabs onto your neck and is trying to squeeze.
I have stopped having fun.
And yeah, all of these little hands, you see them, Quidam, are just writhing and crawling all over Lovelace. And Lovelace, you hear a... okay, next up is Quidam.
I'm going to cast Bane on specifically the one around Lovelace's neck, but let's go for these 2 as well.
Okay.
So they need to make...
Wisdom saves?
I believe so.
Oh, is it charisma?
Charisma.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're much better at that.
They're so charismatic, guys. These are the most manicured hands you've ever seen. But actually no, because one got a -1. 7 and a 2. So they are all Bane. So they do a D4 to attacks and saves, but minus.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Got it.
And then actually I'm gonna just sidle on over here for mechanical benefit reasons.
Yes, totally. What does Bane look like when Quidam casts Bane?
This silver band of light appears normally around a creature's eyes if they had them, but here, just say weaving in between the fingers.
Yeah.
Starts pulling in.
Yeah, so you see the well, actually, I think the one that's on Lovelace's neck, the fingers actually start getting pulled outwards, releasing the grip a bit around Lovelace's neck. You see these strange ethereal bands of light weaving in and out of the hands, causing them to kind of wobble and lose their grip on Lovelace. Is that it for you, Quidam?
That is. I have
Okay.
no bonus actions.
Okay, the cat is going to just move away from the room, kind of hissing. And that brings us to them. Okay, I have to check something here.
There's a fly that keeps landing on me, right as you started describing these hands.
Oh,
Grabbing me. It's not a good thing.
Okay, so it's going, for the audience, it's going to do this, so that it can do this. And therefore it will move. It does technically move out of your space, Lovelace, your attack of opportunity. So
How does that work with invisibility?
Actually, hold on. No. It's not going to do that. It's going to use disengage so that you cannot do that. And it's just going to move as far as it can. So what I showed the audience, it didn't do that because I think it needs to use an action in order to do that. Yes, it needs to use an action in order to do that. So it does not do that. It uses disengage, and you hear, you see some of those jars start to move along that shelf, and hear this, and then Quidam, you hear behind you little claws onto the stone and go running down the hall. It used disengage, so.
Oh, that's right. That works for everyone, right?
Yes. You probably swipe at it, but you just miss as it's invisible and it's nimble and quick getting out of your way. So that. Hold on, I'm thinking about this.
Gutweed is on it.
Give me a sec, guys. I'm thinking about this.
Nathan, remember when you were like, I'm only one character?
Yeah.
And you're two?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That has changed.
It has changed. I just meant I'm one brain. You are two brains. Yes, that has changed significantly. Okay, that brings us to... Yeah, okay, that brings us to... not Matreous, Irony. Keep wanting to call Irony Matreous. So Irony, again, you hear Irony from around the corner. But are you sure? Do you need any help?
Grab the small thing that's invisible if you can.
What? He's not really sure. He starts kicking out in front of him with his legs. Not making contact with anything. Okay, that brings us back to the little tadpole on the ground, which, yeah, I mean, it's gonna just go for Lovelace again because that's what it was going for initially, and it is. Is this thing smart? No. Well, you never know. Yeah, so it's just gonna go for Lovelace again. Does it still have advantage?
I think so. I think things have advantage on me until my next turn.
Until your next turn, okay.
Yeah.
Street smarts, yes. It's a very smart little, tadpole.
Yes!
14, does that miss?
Yes!
Okay, so it's just trying to bite into your thick hide, and it does not penetrate.
And I'm doing this like little dances, just like there's spiders on the ground.
All right, Lovelace, you're up.
Yeah, I am dropping the spear. That's not the right thing.
Okay.
And, just like, again, like just super quick, she pulls out the two hand axes from her sides. One like hits, or let's take my first attack one at a time.
Yeah.
First attack.
Go for it.
The one on my neck.
Let's
make that situation go away. Hand axe. One attack. 21 to hit.
Are you attacking recklessly?
No, I am not.
You're not? Okay, yes, so 21 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Only 4. No, wait, 4 plus rage damage. 6.
6. Hey, Lovelace, you get the first kill of this game as you reach up with your axe and just very deftly chop this thing off of your neck, and it just lops in half down onto the floor. See some of the fingers still twitching. All right, what are you doing next?
And the second one, just like kind of like turn, I'm doing the like spider dance, and like bring the other axe down on the slod behind me that's nibbling my toes.
Go for it.
One attack. That's 23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that is 8 damage.
Nice. How do you kill this slod?
I mean, I just bring the axe down onto the ground, and then like maybe like step on it for good measure.
Yeah, you bring the axe down, and it digs into its squishy flesh, and you hear it. And then when you with the axe, pinning it in place, you bring up one hoof and smack it on the ground, and it just splats all over the ground. Yeah. They are both gone. Is that it for you, Lovelace?
Yeah.
Okay. Quidam, you were, or not Quidam, the crawling hands, crawling claw, those are up. They all continue to try to tear into Lovelace's flesh. Not at advantage, right?
Correct.
Okay.
2 of them need to subtract a d4.
Got it. Okay, so this one would subtract a d4. It got a 19.
Yeah, so even with the d4, it's going to hit.
Really? Because even with...
AC is 15.
Because minus 4... Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that one hits. Sorry, my mental math, not great. Next one, a 15. So minus d4, it will no matter what, it'll miss. Oh, I rolled it back again. The final one though is not baned with a 21 to hit. So that one will hit, not for very much damage. It's okay. For 3 damage, reduced to 1 damage.
God,
so
I have only has been working in my favor so much.
Yes. So as 2 of them are trying to dig into your flesh, you see those ethereal bands start pulling the fingers back, and they're unable to dig in. But the last one gets up behind you and just claws into your back, raking across.
Hit, right?
Yeah, 2 should hit.
Oh, you're right. 2 should hit. Okay.
Give us homework.
Yes, thank you. It's okay. So I rolled minimum, so you take another 1 damage. 1 claws into your back, and the other one just squirms up your side and grabs into your kind of midsection and starts to claw into your stomach. But they are not able to bring you down. That brings us to Quidam.
Lovelace, just get out of here. Close the door on him.
The human back winged scribe. Sorry. They asked
Lovelace is like, no,
back?
Go catch the thing. I got these things.
How bad is Lovelace looking?
A little scratched up, but you've seen worse. Bloodied. Definitely blood has been drawn. I got these.
Yeah, you got him. I'm gonna cast a healing word and then go.
Okay.
No. What is this? That's 5 points of healing for you. Oh, that was my last spell slot. Level 2.
Your last spell slot?
Yep. I made that choice. I'll close the door behind me.
Oh, okay. You bump into something. Hold on, go back.
I do?
Go back. There you go. It's right in front of you. You bump into something as it... and yeah.
Excellent. I will keep an ear on that thing.
Okay.
You still have an action, right?
No. Oh, wait, because healing word's a bonus action.
Yes, it is. But I think...
It is.
How does it work with action, though, with spells? It's like you can only do a cantrip?
I can do a cantrip as my action.
Okay.
But that's not actually terribly helpful right now.
Because you need to see the creature,
I need
right?
to see it, so
Yes.
I'm going to slash at it with... Wow. I'm terrible. At any kind of weapon. I'm going to slash at it with my sickle.
Okay. Roll an attack at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. 11.
Okay. You just miss as you into the stone and it... okay. Anything else?
That's everything.
Okay. It is now Gutweed's turn, who backs up further down the hall. And it brings us to the Quasit's turn. Does it risk an attack of opportunity from Quidam? no. It's going to disengage and get to the top of the stairs. I mean... I didn't say that. Shut up. So that was 20. Okay. Well, so you would know it went to the top of the stairs because you notice looking up at the top of the stairs that where there was light coming in from where the door had opened, it is now shut. But you see a little lever on the wall go pull down, and then and the door pops open, spilling light into the room, and you hear it as it runs out into the mansion. Okay, that takes us to Irony, who's still like stomping and kicking at the ground, and is like, it looks around the corner at you, Quidam. Is there something here? I haven't hit anything.
Yeah, it's invisible. It went up the stairs.
Do you want me to go after it?
Do you have magic? Do you have you been in a lot of bar fights? Like, what can you do?
No, not bar fights. I do actually have a bit of magic. Most of it is utility. I can levitate.
Why don't you stay here?
Okay, he's gonna stay there. All right. That takes us to the tadpole, which is dead. Okay, Lovelace.
///// Hand axes.
The tavern where warriors are forged. Yes. Let's see those slashes, Lovelace.
Okay. 2 slashes without advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 20 and a crit.
Oh, shit. Okay, yes. Both of those definitely hit.
The 20 does 7 damage.
Okay, that kills one of them.
And the crit does 12 damage.
That definitely kills the other one. There's one left. Yeah, as you just start and slashing these things off of you, they just off to the side of the room, slapping into the wall with a wet slap, and then you hit the other one, which down into the briny fluid at your feet, and the final one is going to crawl up onto the shelf and just leap towards you with its hands splayed out.
Facehugger! I knew that we were doing Alien.
Trying to latch onto you for a 19 to hit.
Is this one baned? I guess it doesn't matter.
It is not, no, because the one you killed all the baned ones. So it deals. I got max damage, so 5 reduced to 2. 2 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams into your chest and starts to claw in with its fingernails, which are. You see now this thing. It's preserved, but it is definitely decayed. Its flesh is wet and flapping where the joint would be, and you can see little bits of sinew and bone underneath gaps in the flesh where it's rotted away.
I'm sorry, don't like it. Don't like it.
All right, Quidam, you are up.
I'm not gonna pursue that thing.
Okay.
I'm instead gonna reopen the door.
Okay, I can pop that open for you. Whoop, there you go.
And I am no longer concentrating. Whoa. Roll20 seems to not be responding for me, so
I'm sorry. I'll move you into the room.
Okay, thanks. Cool. I'll toll the dead.
Okay.
Yeah, like you come in and like there's a hand on Lovelace's face, and she's just like flailing at it.
That's so much better. Yeah, it landed on your face and it's digging into your like forehead. Yeah, that's awesome.
I would scream, but it's over my mouth, and I don't like it in my mouth.
So wisdom save.
Whiz save. Yeah.
Okay. No. It rolled 1.
Is this one been injured?
It has not.
Oh, wrong die. Alright. Oh, 8 points. of necrotic damage.
All right, Quidam, what does it look like as this thing is clawed onto Lovelace's face, digging into her forehead, blood starting to run down? What does it look like when you dispatch it with Toll of the Dead?
So mirror comes out again. I think we can actually see the reflection of wherever the oil lamp is in this room. Going onto the back of the hand there. And it convulses, like, locks up and then falls off onto the ground. Like
a dead spider. Yeah. So for a moment, Lovelace, you do feel it tighten around your face, the skin pulling, but then it loosens just a touch and flops down onto the ground.
And Lovelace just, like, gets her breath back and is, like, coughing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I think that's all of them. Did you get it?
No, it's invisible.
That's fair. That's fair. I think we know what killed Matreous.
Oh, yeah. Do you think we can kill that thing?
It bleeds.
Well,
it bleeds,
yeah.
We can kill it.
I mean, yeah, it bleeds. If it killed famous, well, I guess he was a researcher. I don't know. I'm mildly intimidated right now, I will admit.
Lovelace just, like, takes a breath, puts her axes away, gets, like, a cloth or something, just, like, wipes this, like, blood, and, like, there were, like, tears in her face too. Just, like, wipes that, and it's like, well, is Irony okay? Where is it?
Yeah. Come on back, and I'll take her back into the hallway to reconvene with Irony and Gutweed.
Okay. Yeah. As you walk down this hall, you do notice Lovelace and Quidam as you pass. Now that the battle has ended and there's a bit of silence in the room, that I know it's not this way on the map, but this door here, you see it is slightly opened, and you notice that there are these massive iron, like, deadbolts and locks all along the door, and it's just slightly open a bit, and within there is a little bit of light coming from the other side. But as you go down the hall towards Irony, he steps out to greet you. Lovelace, are you okay?
Been better.
What in the hell's happened in there?
Little squashy green black, it didn't look great. Sorry, I'm a little flustered at the moment. Fiendish looking thing. Was invisible, probably is still. Attacked Lovelace, pushed over some jars. I'm afraid there's a bit of a mess back there.
I did hear the breaking glass.
Yeah.
Can you describe this creature a bit more?
About yay high. Sorry, did you say it had horns? Or no, antenna? Sorry, this is Claire asking question in to Nathan in Quidam's voice.
Well, I don't think you saw it. Only Lovelace saw it, right?
I think it was visible briefly on, like, one of the shelves when Quidam came in, maybe?
Oh, you're right. Yes, you did see it for just a split second before it... yeah, you could notice it did not have horns. It had insect-like antenna coming out, and these strange, bulging, faceted eyes, pitch black in coloration, almost like jewels in its head, and this little mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth. So yeah, I guess you describe that. Let me see if I know what that is. Oh my goodness, I definitely know what this is. Great, we're dealing with a demon.
Oh, joy.
What you are describing sounds like a closet. They are... How much do either of you know of demons and devils and things of the lower planes?
A little.
Don't like them.
Yes, well, it's fair. This would explain a lot. Demons are incredibly chaotic creatures by nature, really. Yes.
That.
And yes, they do. Quasits have the ability to turn invisible. They can also polymorph or shapeshift, more in layman's terms, into other things, mundane things, centipedes, rats, mice, bats, things of that sort. So we should keep our eyes peeled if we see any vermin moving about. It may not actually be what it appears to be.
All right.
Keep that in mind.
They also, as most creatures from the lower planes, they are very resistant to our mundane objects.
I noticed. I thought I got it pretty good, but it just pulled itself off of my spear.
Oh,
weirdest thing.
Yes. They don't. Their physiology, anatomy is not quite like our own. Shit. Okay. Well. Anything else?
Well,
No.
if it's just as trapped as we are, I suspect we're gonna see it again.
Yes.
Maybe we should take a breather. You're a bit banged up, Lovelace.
I'd appreciate that. Want to see there's a lot of locks on that door there. Looks like it's been opened. Do you think it stole something out of there?
The one directly south of me?
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you. I mean, I'd be down to take a look. If you're feeling up for it.
Wouldn't hurt. Don't want any more surprises.
Well, it could hurt. And it might be a surprise. But we can take a look anyway.
All right.
You want to push the door open?
I would like to push the door open.
Okay. Let's see.
I picked up both the javelin that I threw earlier and the spear,
Mhm.
I think,
Okay.
coming out. And I think, again, with kind of like the butt of it.
So you push on it, and it starts to creak open this big, heavy oak door with these iron bands and large iron locks, about 4 of them running up it. And it does creak open. And as the light shines across the wooden surface, you do see there is a dried, bloodied handprint right on the edge of the door where it had appeared to have been pulled open. And when it slides open, it reveals a stone chamber within. 3 braziers, still burning with slight embers. And in the center of the room, this depiction drawn out and carved into the stone itself, with runes and arcane symbols in it, and a pentagram within the middle of it. At the back, there is a small bookcase, and all of the books are missing. It's just an empty wooden case sitting at the back. And the room still does have a sulfurous smell to it as the door opens and it kind of wafts out into the hall.
Do I recognize any of these runes?
Make a religion check.
Oh, that's a natural 20 for 23.
Wow. I mean, this is clearly a summoning circle designed to bring creatures in from the lower planes. And you can tell that it's not just specific to, say, the Hells. It is a bit more of a general it can touch many of the lower planes. However, the size of it, and although it is intricate, signifies that it probably only has the power to pull through very weak in power fiends, so very like lesser fiends. Nothing, nothing in the higher ranks of the abyss or the hells.
All right. I communicate this to the group at large. Have I seen something like this before, or is this just going off of...
I don't know, Quidam, have you? Have you, you said you don't read many books, so how do you think...
No, I don't.
How do you think Quidam knows of this? Was it something your mentor told you about?
No, it's not really her style. I mean, the Dead Three are worshipped pretty widely in Baldur's Gate, right?
Correct.
It might be that. It's just kind
Gotcha.
of dealing with people who worship those folk.
What if it's something that you've picked up recently, with your, some of your experiences you've been having recently? Maybe that has drawn you to looking a little more deeply into religion at large and kind of the other planes, because you've only had this ability in the past, was it 9 months? 6 months? So maybe you went to a temple of Saloon, and while being there, you picked up some of this information and could see in some of the scriptures talk of the lower planes.
Sure. Any reason for Saloon?
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant.
Oh, you mean my god?
Yeah, remind me again.
Sehanin Moonbow.
Sehanin Moonbow. Which I guess scriptures within there wouldn't necessarily talk about the lower planes, but
might be some family connections.
Okay. But yeah, in the past 6 months, with you gaining these new powers and having these strange experiences, it has kind of drawn you to look a little more deeply into the planes at large, and you are recognizing this iconography and what this does. And yeah, I would say run-ins with the Dead Three have probably brought up some of this as well.
Out of morbid curiosity, how recent does this pentagram look? Like, was this put down? Is it inscribed into the floor? Is it?
Make a investigation check, and you'll have to move into the room to, really figure out.
I seem unable to move into the room itself.
There you go.
Thank you. I don't know why Roll20 is having such trouble right now.
I think it has something to do with the I'll fix it. I think I know what's going on.
Oh, well, that's a natural one. So
yeah, you have no idea.
All right. Well, worth investigating.
Yeah.
I mean, seems like reasonable that this is how that thing got in here.
Oh, I quite agree. The question is, well, who summoned it, when, and how? I really hope it wasn't Matreous.
I mean, stands to reason if this is his mansion.
I don't
maybe he messed up.
This belongs to someone else, don't it? The Mordenkainen person. What? Yeah.
I thought this was his place.
If this is, that would be fascinating. Oh man, this is Mordenkainen's mansion. His actual. I didn't consider that. I don't know. I know we saw Mordenkainen on the book, but that book was, I guess I never told you, since I just read the word, that book was about extra-dimensional spaces. It was all about extra-dimensional spaces. And that last page that it was open to, where there were the notes in the margins, there were notes written in there speaking of the potential to create a permanent extra-dimensional space, and that this was the command word to open it. So I don't know, perhaps this is Matreus's, but why wouldn't he have just come out? And why would he have been unless he summoned these, like you said, and just got in over his head?
That handprint there, and I'm going to gesture at the bloody handprint.
Yeah.
How high is it? How large is it?
Go ahead. You could do a medicine or survival check, I would say, to kind of determine.
I mean, is it like human blood or that black ichor?
No, it is human blood.
Or red.
Yeah, I mean it's drying, so it's that more dark brown in coloration. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like human blood. I would say both of you are familiar with what human blood looks like. So.
Oh yes. 13.
For medicine?
For a medicine.
Yeah, it looks to be relatively fresh, within the past 4 hours or so.
All right.
It's definitely dried, but it's the fact that it's still here and it's pretty well defined, and hasn't fully, so.
And how high is it? Like, is it?
It would be about what you would expect for a average person to reach out and grab.
All right.
Like as if somebody had been pushing the door open, with blood on their hand. Or sorry, not pushing. It would be pulling it open, so you would see it kind of on whatever handles on the inside. And you do notice, looking at it, that there are no locks on the inside. They were only on the outside of the door.
All right. So it's meant to keep things in, not out. Well,
my money's on Matreous summoned this thing, went bad, it attacked him, and he made it up to where we saw him before it finished him off.
That certainly makes sense.
If you want to take a closer look, I could use a couple minutes, bandage a couple of these up.
That's fair. I can help you with that. I've got plenty of supplies.
I would appreciate it, Quidam. I don't want to be in there though. That place gives me creeps.
Let's go back to the alchemy place.
Okay.
We do that.
So
yeah, I think we go outside. Lovelace is gonna close and I think lock the door. From the outside.
Yeah, it locks closed.
Scoop up gutweed, of course.
Yeah, you scoop gutweed up and they kind of purr and push up into your lower back as you place them on your rump. I'll move you over there, Quidam. And you all head inside the alchemy room.
Short rest.
And you would like to take a short rest. Okay. So you're going to close the door to this room, leave it open?
I think so. And I'm also going to keep an eye on the galling agent.
Galling agent?
Okay. Okay, so
I can keep watch, essentially, once we've got you bandaged up. I'm fine.
Okay. So, Lovelace, as you go off into the corner of this room, and Quidam, you're there helping Lovelace bandage her wounds. Irony starts kind of perusing the room and looking at all of these intricate designs on the chalkboard, and there's papers strewn throughout here. Quidam, go ahead and do a perception check for me as you're waiting in this room for an hour and Lovelace is healing themselves.
19.
19. Okay. You wait in this room quietly as Lovelace is tending to their wounds, taking bandages to them, placing any sort of salves or herbs that you may have, Quidam, into the wounds and tending to her. Do any of you want to talk? Do you want to talk to each other in this hour, this short rest, as Quidam, you keep looking over your shoulder towards the door and keeping a keen ear open for anything that may be coming?
Yeah, I'm not gonna even bother with any bandages on your face. We're just gonna dab some of this on, and you just I know. It gets rid of the little tiny demons inside the skin that make it fester.
Small demons.
So small you can't see them with the naked eye. They're not terribly powerful, except in large numbers. So, gotta get at them before they get at you.
All right.
What are you seeing over there, Irony?
I mean, there's a lot of very valuable ingredients in here, and let's see. I can't figure out what these strange little clay figures are. They don't seem to resemble that statue you had, though. These are not fiendish by nature. I'm not sure what these are. I can't figure it out. Something familiar about them, though.
There's something familiar about them?
Yes,
I go over and look over his shoulder.
You can make an Arcana check.
We'll see how this goes.
You are proficient in Arcana, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But I rolled a nat 19, so that's a dirty 20.
Okay. I'm trying to justify how Quidam knows about this. Maybe
you take like a community college class or something like that.
Well, you do treat people, you tend to people. Do you think that at any point Quidam has interacted with any of the magic users in Baldur's Gate?
I mean, probably, depending on how common they are.
Do you ever head into, let's put it this way, do you ever head into the lower city, or do you just stay in the outer city?
I'll probably go to the lower city sometimes.
Okay. Actually, even in the outer city, I bet there could be a traveling group that is moving through that isn't welcome inside or something. But at some point, you've come across an individual who had a creature that looks remarkably like this. It is about the size of a squirrel. It's got these little kind of bat-like wings, and there is one of these clay figures that looks almost lifelike, like it's just lying there asleep. And you know this to be, you heard this individual, this wizard, speak to this little, speak of this little companion they had that went around with them. They referred to it as a homunculus. And you don't know how this ties to that, but this looks exactly like that homunculus that you saw the wizard with. So...
well, it looks like a homunculus.
Ah, yes!
But...
That's it. I remember now. Yes. Homunculus. Interesting.
So if we say magic words, does it come alive or something like that?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It doesn't quite work like that. Homunculus they're tied to whoever created them, and a magic user can only have one. So I'm assuming this must be whoever used to live here was attempting to make homunculi, and these must be some failed attempts. This one really looks like it's almost done, though. Yeah, that's... Thank you, Quidam.
Oh, you're welcome. They're kind of sweet looking.
Yeah, they are a bit cute. And yeah, they're these for the audience. Let me see if I can find a description of these. Well, anyways, the two of you can keep talking amongst yourselves as I look this
I think at some point during this hour, Lovelace is gonna like kind of gesture to Quidam to like come over and like whisper something.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this guy? Irony. Do you trust him?
What level of trust?
I don't know. He's either very naive or I think he's hiding something. Did you notice how he said that he'd never met Matreous or seen him, but he was identify the body just like that?
Oh. Admittedly, I hadn't put those two things together. That's odd. That's odd. As far as I can tell, he seems like an enthusiastic and, well, energetic 15-year-old.
Yeah, that's the read I'm getting too. It's just, I don't know. I think he might be hiding something. I don't know what though. Just keep an eye out, I guess.
I can do that.
Thanks again, and then like in a louder speaking voice. Thanks again for the that bell sound you made.
Oh,
The hand didn't like that at all, and I don't know. I was having a bit of trouble. I'm glad you came back.
I'm glad I did too. I figured I wasn't gonna really leave you alone. Better that we stick together in here, I think. All four of us.
I'll try not to just run off without you.
Thanks.
And as you are wrapping up this conversation, and Gutweed is just sitting on your rump, curled up, purring with their eyes closed, the hour passes without issue. So go ahead, you can take a short rest, and we are just about at time here. So as the two, I know it's already 9. So as the two of you finish up this short rest with Irony moving about the room, searching the space, Gutweed resting there with their eyes closed, purring on Lovelace's rump, the hour comes to a close, and you have more of the mansion to explore and see what is out there. But yeah, I think this is probably a good point to end, because if we keep going, it could kick off a whole other set of stuff.
That's right.
So yeah,
I rolled an 8 for my healing.
Awesome. So as much as I want to keep playing, I think for the sake of the stream, we'll keep it somewhat consistent. For those of you watching though, in the future, if these streams may go a little later, we do have some flexibility. We may go into 9:30, especially if there's like combat or something happening. But typically we're going to try to end by 9. So with that,
we're back in the same room.
Back in the same room. Yeah, we end the session back in the alchemy lab with the scorch marks on the ground. Oh, actually, one more thing that Irony does discover moving about the room. He, at the end of this hour, he's looking over a series of these notes, and he comes to both of you and goes, it's fascinating. I don't think that this was Matreous' home. Maybe, but these notes speak of whoever was here. They were, see all these scorch marks here? They were attempting to use alchemy to transmute different materials into gold. So they were, I guess they were trying to, find a way to, make some money in an easy way. That doesn't sound what I kind of heard of Matreous. I don't think that this is him, but interesting stuff. And at that point, the rest comes to a close. So
I got to kill things.
Murder. Yes, better than the pickle room for sure. All right. Well, thank you, both of you. That was our first combat. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun, despite all of the gross crawling hands and the gross little tadpole.
I didn't realize how useful resistance to damage was.
Mm-hmm.
I would have died if I was like any other class.
Oh man, yeah, that would have been so bad. Well, that was fun playing a little demon and just being like, yes, I'm just gonna throw these jars on the ground. All right, well, thank you both, and thank you to everyone who watched tonight. We so appreciate it. Yes?
Do you want to talk about next week?
Oh yeah. So for next week, normally we would be streaming on Mondays, and that is our going to be our consistent schedule. However, I'm going to be on a camping trip, so I get back on Tuesday. So next week our plan is to stream on Wednesday night. Does that still work for both of you?
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. Probably. Okay. Well, yeah. For now, Wednesday night at 7:30 is when we will stream next. But we will update our Twitch page and our social accounts to let you know if that changes. And we'll post on there when we're about to go live and all that. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. And I look forward to next session. So,
good night.
See you all next time. Good night.
Good night.